French Revolution, anarchy in New York. So go ahead, where the cops aren't allowed to do anything. So this happens. Go ahead. The only place your terrorism will work is where you've made people dependent, where they're in these artificial metropolises and can't take care of themselves. And that's your model. That was your model in Fast and Furious, criminals, was to create chaos down there, and you did, and you wanted to blame our Second Amendment, but people leaked it. You see? So go ahead and show us your pure evil. Go ahead and move with your bravado and your arrogance. The word I'm looking for is hubris. Move with your hubris now, because what you've done is illegal. A sitting mayor has told police, that's like telling air traffic controllers to go on strike with no notice. It is an active, public, fire in the theater crime Bloomberg has committed. But don't look for Fox News to go after him. Bill Kristol has called for all semi-autos to be banned on Fox News. We have the clip of that. Rupert Murdoch has come out in a tweet and in statements and said you have no right to a semi-automatic. They should all be banned. Piers Morgan has said ban all semi-automatics. Bloomberg has said ban all guns, period. And Michael Moore has said in the last 24 hours, we have the clips, ban everything down to a single-shot, musket-loading, black powder gun. This is the coordinated attack program. And Obama's set to sign the UN treaty as early as next Monday. He's not saying exactly when. He said the next 2 weeks, a week ago. They're set to sign it. They want to get the votes in the Senate. They're launching a total attack on us. You've got a better chance of being struck by lightning than being killed by a gun. You've got a better chance of being struck in 1 year. Look at the numbers. Twice by lightning than to die in a mass shooting. The only thing that's more rare is a great white shark attack. There's only 5 deaths a year from those. Okay, a mass shooting is incredibly rare, but they're hyping it and saying turn in our guns and telling police to stand down. You know the private Federal Reserve that took over in 1913, the monetary system, has now taken over much of the world. Out of its command base here in the occupied United States, we're now pretty much fully occupied. They're getting ready for a mopping up exercise, which is going to be their hardest adventure yet against us, merged basically with the Chicago and New York mob, and even adopted their double set of books with the comprehensive annual financial reports and their systems. So Bloomberg is an organized crime figure, and that's what he is. And he's there in New York with the organized crime police, shaking the public down, squeezing everybody, telling you what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, what you're going to do, selling for, $30,000 gun permits. He is a criminal. He is a mobster. He's like Mayor Daley, back in the old days and his criminal son. And he's here muscling America. He's saying, look, police, don't help people till the crime gets so bad they agree to turn their guns in. Really, places like Kennesaw, Georgia said it was a law you had to own a gun, and they had an 89% crime rate drop, the Justice Department admitted, in 1 year. Every state that's put a concealed carry in so people understand they can carry guns. They could already carry them, but you just go through their licensing process to carry it concealed, because under common law, that's illegal. Criminals carry their weapons hidden in common law. That's where all this comes from, folks. So they go, oh, we'll give you a license for something that's illegal. Under common law, open isn't. See, but they hope everybody's ignorant about that. But in the places where they've put them in within 2 years, on average, look these up, 24% drop in violent crime. Home invasions, women jogging, some of the statistics are even greater. That's an average. Police listening are all nodding their heads. They read those crime statistics. But that sure doesn't get pushed in the media, does it? Now, I know the average police. I've talked to a lot of them. People know 10 years ago I was constantly after the police. Now more and more I've talked to so many, I've seen polls. I realize actually most of them actually understand what's happening, because we told them, plus they're on the inside, they see it all coming true. But let me just tell you something. These criminals that run this country, the offshore megabanks that brag they've conquered this country, and I've read you Time Magazine, Economist, Financial Times, I played video clips off the news. I mean, they're saying it. I played Congress being told the UN is over our military. I'm getting chills so hard. I am, folks. I'm getting chills so... In fact, if you zoomed in on me, I've got goosebumps right now. I've actually got goosebumps right now, folks. Look, I've got goosebumps. This is so bad. You see that? I've got goosebumps right now. You're watching on Prisonplanet.tv. When I say that, I'm not saying that for effect. I'm getting chills. Chills of, chills. You ever had a mugger jump out around the corner on you? That happened to me twice growing up in Dallas. And you get those chills right then, and it's like your body powering up for a fight. You know that feeling? I mean, my body, my mind sees all this, and it's so real. Even though I'm conditioned, from fighting it every day, being close to it, that my whole body is just like, get ready, Alex, get ready, get ready. Your worst analysis is accurate. And it's just so crazy that we really are in the hands of foreign banks. The Congress has been told the UN runs us, and we got mafia people. The mayor of L.A., total scum, says California's Mexico publicly. Total racist. You've got Bloomberg, total gangster. You've got Rahm Emanuel, total gangster. They're publicly robbing everything. They're publicly shipping guns to Mexico to create a crisis. And then they go on the news and they tell the police, how was this a paramilitary coup? Because I wrote something for Kurt in there, but I want him to add this if he's listening to make clear just where I say military coup, what I mean by that. The police have been militarized. They are a paramilitary force now. And they'll tell you that themselves. That conversion has happened from peace officer to paramilitary enforcer. That conversion is almost complete. The ghost of the old republic is still in some of them, but and those that have even woken up, which are a lot of them still, it doesn't matter, the conversion's been made. It's kind of like a lot of German soldiers didn't like Hitler, but they were still in the military. They still followed orders. So we're now to that point here. It's not just choosing which side spiritually you're on. You've got to walk the walk if you talk the talk. And that starts with talking the talk. If you're talking the talk in your mind, you got to start talking it physically out into the world, and then that will lead to bigger things of physically. And physically means calling into talk radio, creating newsletters, local magazines, because they're going to kill the internet. They're going to start curtailing it and blocking us. That's why we're coming out next month with a newspaper. I haven't announced that yet, but it's happening. Don't tread on me. All right. That delivers the message. Don't tread on me. And what do they want to do when they tread on you? Carbon taxes, apartments smaller than maximum security jail cells they've announced. Checkpoints on every highway and every road. Now they're doing like $500,000 a year in New York. We got video in today of highway checkpoints and bus checkpoints in California. It's all happening. Legalizing the illegal aliens by executive fiat, shutting down our power plants, paying to ship General Motors overseas. I've been yelling during the breaks, folks. It just really hit me today like a ton of bricks. And we've got to break people out of their trance. And I want to warn the middle class and even wealthy and even ultra rich. This is a French Revolution re-education they've got planned. And the globalists are going to sit offshore and do this and pose as saviors the entire time. I want to warn you right now that this is going to be hellish. The globalists have always hated America, and when they're done, they're going to gut this country. All of you that serve this system now are going to wish. You're going to beat yourselves on the head and try to pull your hair out. I guarantee it, wishing you to listen to us. You think it's hard now to speak up against their intimidation and their threats and their black ops? Folks, we've got the power right now. They know it. They're running a guerrilla warfare operation against us. They've just gotten control of the central systems. It is a tiny group of criminals that are doing this. I have reverse engineered and forecast everything now unfolding. We don't need to forecast it anymore. They're now broadcasting it openly, meaning they're going to full implementation level. This is a red level emergency. Red level emergency. Red level. Red level. Red level. This isn't entertainment, folks. This isn't a game. I've got the White House calling for me to be shut down through their operations, through their George Soros groups. This isn't a joke. This isn't a game. And let me tell you something. Once they start trying to get the guns, they want to start that civil war. And they want to bring the military in. And they want everything to go to hell in a handbasket. They will do it. You know why? Because justice favors those that stand up for themselves. And we haven't been standing up. We haven't gotten aggressive with our First Amendment yet. People haven't taken this serious yet. Fortune favors the bold. The fortune we want is liberty and freedom in our time and for our children, and to build a good, strong society where the innocents are protected and where the creative are protected, and not the captured creatures of these parasite guilds. We're in a battle for all of human civilization and human future. It's a battle for everything. It's real. And I say bring it out in the open. They've already been soft killing us with the food and water. They've already been killing 50+ million of our people when they're in the womb and can't defend themselves. It's on. It's on. I got a bunch of guests coming up, and I want to play these clips, but you have to understand, no one seems to understand this. It is military coup by siege, or siege coup, to cut off the resources and to have the central government say, that's a Soviet model. How many guests in the last year have said, just Paul Craig Roberts last week, or Craig Roberts, Paul Craig Roberts is on today. Colonel Roberts said, no, and all of our other guests have said, former military, police, you name it, they have said that they're going to go with a Soviet siege model where they turn stuff off. And now what has Bloomberg said? I'm telling you, folks, they're following an exact blueprint, okay? You have to understand all of our families are in grave danger. They are going to go after everybody. If you own a business, if you're a millionaire, folks, and there's tens of thousands of those in the U.S., you're going to a re-education camp. You're getting arrested. You're going to be drug out of your house. You understand, folks? They're going to go after everybody unless they're an inner Democratic Party member. They are going to arrest most of the Republicans. That's why the Republicans, Rupert Murdoch and Bill Kristol, whose father was the top Trotskyite and ran similar operations. And I mean, we are in so much trouble, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot describe to you the level of danger that we're in. When you see Rupert Murdoch come out and say, ban all semi-autos, period. When you see Bill Kristol come out and do it, they have been told, join with Sauron. They've been told, get in line under Emperor Palpatine. Oh, man, we're in a lot of trouble, folks. They're going to drop the hammer, probably. They understand it's going to be rough, but you know what? Fortune favors the bold. They're going for it. They think so little of you, they use Al-Qaeda in all these countries right now while telling you give your rights up for Al-Qaeda. But you know what? They're now segueing into the lone wolf. It's the #1 threat. Who is it? It's the conservative. It's the libertarian. You're now getting the blame. I've gotten the blame in publications and on big radio shows. They're saying I caused the shooting, as we said they would do. They're saying Rush Limbaugh did it. On national news, they're saying, just like Clinton said in '95, it's people like Rush Limbaugh and the rhetoric. The rhetoric when these criminals come to take our guns and tax us into oblivion. They're coming. And all of you that think you're going to get a free ride from the system, when they're done with you, you're going to be working for a quarter of what you worked for. You're destroying everything. All of you control freaks and bullies that get off on being part of the power structure and the dress up of the uniforms and the rest of it, you have no idea what you are unleashing. You will burn in your heart and in your gut and your mind later wishing you would have said no. It is a paramilitary coup to tell the police to stand down nationwide so that hell is released, just like they did in Mexico. The police stood down there, paid off by drug dealers. Guns shipped in there by the U.S. government to destabilize it. They want to do that here in the United States. Now, areas like Texas and other areas where you got about 70% of people packing, I think crime in many areas will actually go down because people are just going to start killing crooks just like that. You step on the property, you're dead. I tell them, go ahead, we're calling your bluff, criminal. Go ahead and have that demonic police force, that so slovenly and gang memberish that I cannot believe what I've witnessed. Where good-looking families ask police for directions and get screamed at and say, do I look like a phone book? Police with their hats on sideways, with their bellies hanging out, smoking cigarettes, while telling the media they have no First Amendment. I mean, we videotaped it all. You could type in New York police arrest ABC TV news anchor, and the guy's like out on the street corner, and they come over and say, you can't, and they got cigars and cigarettes and their hats on sideways. He goes, I have a First Amendment. They go, no, you don't, and arrest him.